Number 7, Robin Broadbent. Number 8, Jessica Morgan. Number 9, Taylor Blackadder. Number 10, Amelia Tununu. Number 11, Brooke Davis. Number 12, Lauren Clark. Number 13 is Joe O'Leary. Number 14 is Brooke O'Halloran. Number 15 is Sarah Bryan. Number 16, Alyssa Tunumi. Number 17 is Caitlin Smith. And number 19 is Zoe Darlington.
Greater Northern Tigers. I'm Ellen Dunger, and the North Coast have run out onto the field. Their team list is listed in the program as number 1, Shelley Long. Number 2, Carrie Williams. 13, Greta Smith, and she's the captain. Number 4, Nikita Binge. Number 3, Jade Egar. Number 6, Rachel Devine. Number 7, Larissa Ward. 17, Zoe Truies. Number 9, Chelsea Green. 16, Kaylee Barnett. Number 11, Courtney Whitby. Number 12, Nicole Pender. 19, Ellie Johnston. 8, Tina McRae. 10, Michaela Hoskins. 18, Lauren Linton. 20, Mashika Randall. 15, Faye Smith, and they are coached by Glenn Bampton. As Greater Northern make their way out onto the field, at fullback, Tanika Lansborough. Number 2 on the wing is Tony Scoothorpe. Number 3 is Lucy Pruden. Number 4, Shay Pemberton. Number 5, Elise Walsh. 6, Amy Barraclough, and she is captain for the Greater Northern Tigers. Number 7, Robin Broadbent. Number 8, Jessica Morgan. Number 9, Taylor Blackadder. Number 10, Amalia Tunamena. Number 11, Brooke Davis. Number 12, Lauren Clark. 13, Joan O'Leary. 14, Brooke O'Halloran. 15, Sarah Byrne. 16, Alyssa Tunamena. 17, Caitlin Smith, and the travelling reserve is Zoe Darlington, and they're coached by Mick Schmiedel. So this is the first round of the country championships for the women's, and good luck to both teams as North Coast get us underway. Lucy Pruden takes the first hit up in the opening round of the women's country championships. Now I'm Ellen, I'm actually from Armidale, so I know a few of these Greater Northern girls, as Amalia Tunamena takes the second hit up of the game. Lauren Clark keeps going. Greater Northern make it to their 40. Oh, and it's gone out. Pass from Robin Broadbent over the sideline. North Coast are in territory. They're in good territory there. The Greater Northern girls probably just rushing a little bit of nerves early on. North Coast make it over the 40 through their lock. Greta Smith and the captain. There's a high tackle there. Penalty going the way of the North Coast, and they're within 20 metres of the Greater Northern try line. Ball goes to ground, and Trainer get in the way there. As North Coast receive another penalty, and they come within 10 of the Greater Northern line. And they go over first through, looks like Ellie Johnston, the 19. Greater Northern give away back-to-back penalties. And she just pushes her way through there and scores over next to the post.
The winners game here goes to the North Coast. They lead 4-0.
The number 7 Beechwood's Larissa Ward has kicking duties for North Coast today. She lines it up just to the left of the uprights. Does it easy.
Conversion was successful by the number 7 for North Coast, Larissa Ward. They now lead 6-0.
6-0. And I expect Amy Barraclough will get the play back underway with her long kicking game. And the Greater Northern skipper sends it down to the 20. And the North Coast wrapped up for the first tackle on the 30. That's 3 tackles gone for North Coast. Finds a way. Tanika Lansborough puts it down. Not the start the 18-year-old probably would have wanted.
Righto, canteen fully operational, pies, sausage rolls, hot dogs, steak and sausage sandwiches. We've got plenty of freshly made salad rolls, plenty of cold drinks, ice box, and we've just opened up the bar, so if you feel like a cold beer, the bar is open.
And the referee has called a penalty to the Tigers. And Amy Barraclough puts it over and they get it 35 metres out from their own line, the Tigers girls. Lucy Cruden takes the first hit up. Joan O'Leary, the Bendemeer lock. Leah Tunamena. Lauren Clark passes. Another mistake from the Tigers. And gives North Coast the ball 40 metres in their own line. Went the short side, North Coast there, and found a bit of space, but they've lost it. Now Greater Northern will get the scrum feed 40 metres out from their own line. They're nearly on the 50 now. The Tigers get a penalty. Offside. Barraclough put it into touch 20 metres out from the North Coast line. Davis gets us going again. Jessica Morgan takes the second hit up for the Tigers girls. O'Leary's gifted a bit of a hospital pass, but she manages to hang on to it.
Went over 3 times. You have to help him up too.
The pass from Barraclough just goes behind Lucy Pruden. And Taylor Blackadder goes herself. And they're on the 5th tackle. Barraclough sends it high. Oh, goes out on the full. It's a 20-metre restart for North Coast. Good tackle there, Lauren Clark, Taylor Blackadder and Amy Barraclough in to assist, but penalty is called. Holding it in. Lauren Clark has played a lot of rugby union and rugby sevens, a premiership with Robb College in the New England competition, and never played league until the Group 4 Nines, where she played for Boggabri. Tireless defender. As they North Coast get underway with another penalty. Three in the tackle there. They send it back the other way for the third play. Within a couple of metres of the Greater Northern line. Look to punch straight back through where they came, and it's a try to North Coast.
Second try goes to North Coast Bulldogs number 1, Shelley Long. That takes them to 10 with a kick to come.
Mixture of the Country Championships Women's, the inaugural tackle competition. A lot of these girls still getting used to the difference of tackle rugby league compared to a lot of them have played league tag. As I mentioned before, there's a few rugby union players, but bit of a different feel for them. As Nicole Pender just hooks it to the right of the uprights, and North Coast lead 10-0 over Greater Northern Tigers.
Conversion was unsuccessful. North Coast still lead Greater Northern Tigers 10-0.
Tigers walk back to halfway to get us underway again. Amy Barraclough gets us back underway, and North Coast bring it up to 25 metres out from their own line on the first tackle. And there's the opening try scorer taking another strong run up the middle. Another penalty. There's an injured player for the Tigers there. The trainers for the Tigers head out onto the field. Very ginger looking Joan O'Leary, she gets back up. And you see the first interchange for the Greater Northern Tigers. Amalia Tunamena is off with her younger sister, Alyssa, replacing her. And Caitlin Smith prepares to come on for the second interchange for the Tigers for O'Leary. We get underway off the back penalty. An offload there. Smith makes her first tackle along with Clark. Smith again. Run at the little dummy half for Tigers. Tanika Lansborough picks it up and the 18-year-old, she's off. Brings it 25 metres out. She only turned 18 last month, the fullback for the Greater Northern Tigers, and was pretty impressive in Tamworth at the championships there. Probably best on the field for Group 19. Yet to see much of her in this game yet. And Clark just settles things with a quiet sort of hit up there. And Blackadder darts out of dummy half. She was picked. It was a pretty tight battle for dummy halves for Tigers from the Group 19 and the Group 21 and the Group 4, but the Group 21 got picked based on her speed out of dummy half, as we've seen a little bit of it at the early stages of this game, as Greater Northern give away yet another penalty for a high tackle. My apologies to North Coast. I'm actually based in Greater Northern region, so I've had a fair bit to do with the Greater Northern girls. I'm a local journalist up there and have spoken to a number of them in the lead up to this match, as North Coast cross the halfway mark. They're 30 metres out from the Greater Northern try line again. A lot of it has been played up in this half so far. Smith, a good one-on-one tackle by Caitlin Smith. Another 18-year-old in the side. Gone from 18 to 35 with Robin Broadbent, the tackler there. And the referee has told the North Coast girls to play back on the mark. Lucy Pruden. She's been good so far, the number 3 from Murrurundi. Probably one of the smaller players on the field, but she's certainly holding her own, as Lauren Clark was greeted by a strong tackle. And Taylor Blackadder, that's her speed coming out of dummy half again. Oh, she's pulled over the sideline.
Go, Jade.
Greater Northern got another set to defend. Both teams taking their time to form the scrum. A few hands on hips out there, looking a bit tired. Again, a lot of these girls haven't played a lot of tackle rugby league and are just getting used to the difference in physicality from league tag. As Bellingen's Rachel Devine, or Devine, I'm not sure, feeds the scrum. They are 15 metres out from the Greater Northern line now. And they lose it. Northern will have the feed.
Could the Greater Northern 16s and 18 boys please make their way to the bus? Your bus will be leaving very soon. The Greater Northern 16s and 18s.
Broadbent feeds the scrum. Landsborough takes the first hit up and gets a penalty for her effort. As Northern look for their third interchange with Glen Innes girl, Sarah Byrne, walking up the sideline with the number 3 in her hand, number 15 on her back. Lauren Clark takes yet another hit up, and it's Alyssa Tunamena. Takes 3, but they get her down eventually. And there's Pruden again. She's been very good in the first half for the Tigers, making another metres as they reach the halfway line. Sarah Byrne takes her first hit up of the game. There's the captain. She's got a very good kicking game, which is just evident as North Coast struggle to hold on to the ball. If Greater Northern start to take control, it will probably be off the back of Barraclough and her halves partner Robin Broadbent's kicking game. They've both got a very good kicking game between them. Amy very long and Robin very accurate. Got a great grubber kick and chase as a teammate of hers at Walker. I can assure you she's a very good leader on the field. And she feeds the scrum. And they take it short on the short side through Jess Morgan. And they are within a few metres of the North Coast Bulldogs girls line. Oh, and the pass goes to ground. It wasn't really to anyone in particular. But the captain dives on it. A bit of a questionable pass there, goes to ground. And North Coast bring it out from their own line. They're 25 metres out now. fatigue starting to look a little bit telling. On North Coast put it down now. Sarah Byrne cleans it up and he's brought to the ground. A second hit up of the game. First tackle there. Up, Caitlin Smith takes it up through the middle for the Tigers girls to within 12 of the North Coast Bulldogs try line. And there's Lucy Pruden again. She earns a penalty. Lots of penalties so far in the opening half of this Women's Country Championships Round 1 fixture between North Coast and Greater Northern. So far the North Coast have crossed twice to lead 10-0 over the Tigers girls. As Alyssa Tunamena goes within a metre of the North Coast try line. Pruden tries to go herself. Lansborough switches it back for her skipper, who takes the tackle on, bumps one off. The referee has called double knock on. North Coast earning the scrum feed 10 metres out from their try line. It's a warm day in Coffs Harbour here at Jeff King Motors Oval, and we've only got 1 minute left until half time, which I'm sure a lot of these girls will be happy when they hear that siren as they go the short side North Coast. Good read by Sarah Byrne there. She's also played a lot of rugby union, rugby league, and is definitely not afraid of a bit of physicality. And Lauren Clark, good one-on-one tackle there from the Rugby Sevens Premiership winner. Offload there. Lucy Pruden spins the North Coast player around. And that was the opening try scorer. Gets put to ground just over the halfway line. Who wants it? Offload goes to ground. But Lansborough has plenty of time. She just takes it quietly into the North Coast defence as the half-time siren sounds. I think there's a few red faces out there. A few tired girls already. It is a warm day in Coffs Harbour.
That is half-time and our women's game here. North Coast Bulldogs are leading the Greater Northern Tigers at 10-0. Our next game is the men's 23's. That'll kick off at 2 o'clock.
Pretty good effort from both teams so far, with North Coast crossing early off the back of a few Tigers errors and penalties. That try went converted, and then again the Tigers gifted North Coast a lot of possession, and they made their way up their end and scored again, with that conversion being missed, and for the North Coast to lead 10-0. It is the first round of the Women's Country Championships, with the North Coast playing the Greater Northern Tigers. So the referees are back on the field for the second half of the country
2 minutes, please, referee. 2
championships,
minutes.
opening round of the women's country championships rather. North Coast Bulldogs hosting the Greater Northern Tigers. The host team lead 10-0 courtesy of tries to Ellie Johnston and Shelley Long. The conversion, Larissa Ward slotting it over from the left of the posts as the North Coast girls re-enter the field. It's a warm day here at Jeff King Oval in Coffs Harbour. Would have been relishing the halftime break, a lot of these girls. As Greater Northern come back onto the field, they will be kicking off to the North Coast Bulldogs to start the second half. Pretty penalty heavy first half, lots of mistakes too, so I'm sure both teams will be wanting to clean them up in this second half. Again, it's the first round, there's probably a lot of nerves among both teams as Amy Barraclough sets the ball up to get us back underway. She sends it down to North Coast, who take it over the 20 up to the 30-metre line in the first hitter. The North Coast leading 10-0, and they play the ball about 34 metres out from their own line. And Lucy Pruden from the Greater Northern Tigers again makes another tackle. She was very good in the first half for the Tigers. Got through plenty of work, both in attack and defence, as the opening try scorer Ellie Johnston takes the ball up for North Coast to within metres of the halfway line. Greta Smith is grabbed her in the collar. And another penalty, probably not what the Tigers want. They gave away repeat penalties early in the first half, and North Coast were able to capitalise right next to the posts. So I'm sure they won't be too happy with that start as they go the short side, North Coast. Brooke Davis, the tackler. And within 10 metres now of the Tigers line, North Coast. Start of this second half has mirrored the first. Held up just short of the line. They swing it left. Oh, penalty to the Tigers. Double movement referee Ben Thompson is calling, and the touch judges today are Ryan Schmiedel and Jacob Nelson. As I think that's Alyssa Tunamena gets the Tigers out of over the 10-metre line. Caitlin Smith reaches high to grab the ball, grabs across, and now she's 20 metres out from her own line. Tigers opt to swing the ball wide for their third tackle. Sarah Byrne comes steaming out of dummy half. She quite happily will run over the top of anyone, Sarah Byrne. Lucy Pruden, an error from her, gives it back to North Coast on the 40-metre line. again, not the start, so mirroring the first half. North Coast playing a bit of hot potato. They're 10 metres out from the Tigers line. Swing it down to the short side. Ball hits the deck, but picked up. Tigers make the tackle. And the referee says she's lost it, so the Tigers will get the scrum feed 10 metres out from their own line. This is the opening round of the Women's Country Championships. First time for Tackle Rugby League. History in the making. I'm Ellen Dunger. I'm from Armidale. Come over to Coffs Harbour for this match. As Broadbent passes to her halves partner, and Brooke Davis takes the first hit up. She's lifted a little bit, but stays standing. Davis again rolled up her sleeve. Elise Walsh from Muralla takes them over the 20-metre line. Broadbent runs into the line. There's fifth tackle, it finds Barraclough. And a kick downfield. She's got a very good kicking game as Caitlin Smith wraps up the winger for the North Coast on the 40-metre line. Good tackle there. Takes 3 to bring Johnston down. The ball. So Tigers feed 25 metres out from their own try line in this Country Championships fixture. Lisa Chunamena takes it up to the 30. Lucy Pruden again. Brooke Davis again. Another workhorse for the Tigers girls. Now Malia Chunamena is back on the field. The Glen Innes local, one of 3 in this Tigers outfit, along with her sister and Sarah Byrne. Broadbent sends it high. Who wants it? Shelley Long picks it up. Number 12, Nicole Pender. Passes it. Runs into the line, sorry. For the North Coast is finally wrapped up there and earns a penalty. And the co-captain, Greta Smith, takes it into the Tigers line. come back to the middle. Oh, Broadbent nearly takes the, and it's 0. And North Coast go again out wide through the captain. Co-captain Sawtells Greta Smith. Again, penalties, errors, the theme in this second half, as was in the first.
That's the third try to the North Coast Bulldogs. They now lead at 14-0 with their kick to come.
North Coast go for their 7th interchange. Yeah. Courtney Whitby back on. Larissa Ward lines up the kick about 8 in from touch. After Greta Smith's try out wide. Doesn't quite get there, and the North Coast Bulldogs lead 14-0 over Greater Northern Tigers in the round 1 fixture of the Women's Country Championships. This is brought by Bar TV Sports, broadcasting live every game of the Country Championships. After the North Coast try.
That conversion was unsuccessful, so North Coast is still leading Greater Northern 14-0.
Brooke Davis comes up with the ball. Oh, but loses it.
We've still got plenty of food in the canteen. Steak and sausage sandwiches, pies, sausage rolls, hot dogs. We're out of salad rolls, they were really good.
North Coast
we've also got the bar open at the moment. We've got plenty of cold drinks and we've got plenty of ice blocks in the canteen as well.
Finally happened, and then Greater Northern came up with it, lost it. Now we're set for a scrum. As everyone, they organise who's going into the scrum. Larissa Ward feeds it. Goes the short side to Kari Williams. And Elise Walsh from Uralla wraps her up. She loses a boot in the process. And then Ward takes the line on just short of 40 metres out. Elise is down injured here. And North Coast get the penalty as Greater Northern are still without a player in the back there, as Elise Walsh comes from the field. Lauren Clark comes back into action for the Tigers. North Coast take it to within 10 metres of the Tigers line. Swing it left, back inside. held up and a penalty. And it's a try to the North Coast, again off the back of a Tigers penalty. Just waiting to find out who the try scorer was, but puts North Coast 18 points to nil.
Leading 18-0 with the conversion to be taken.
Hearing it's Tina McRae that scored for the North Coast about 12 metres in from touch, and as Larissa Ward lines up the conversion. North Coast leading the Greater Northern Tigers 18 points to nil in the first round of the Women's Country Championships, the inaugural Women's Country Championships, as it just sits low. So will remain 18-0 in favour of the host team, the North Coast Bulldogs.
That conversion was unsuccessful.
Again,
North Coast still remain in the lead, 18-0.
Error and penalty riddled game, this one. A lot of these girls getting used to playing longer format of tackle. A lot of them have played nines, but again, that experience is still pretty limited. A few rugby union players in there as well, but this long version of the sport is, some of them are finding it a little bit tough at the moment. A few hands on hips out there as Amy Barraclough prepares to get the play back underway after that North Coast try. They lead 18-0. She's trying to work out how to make the ball stay on after third time lucky the last kick restart. And, trainer Kate McCulloch helps to help her out. And it's back underway. It's a big one. And North Coast bring it out from their try line and they make it nearly to the 30. Go down the short side with the captain making a tackle in the end. And my apologies to North Coast, I'm actually an Armidale based girl, so and cover sport for the newspapers across the Northern Tableland, so a lot of these girls are going as Sarah Byrne tries to clean it up, but she's taken over the sideline. And North Coast will get another scrum feed in danger territory for the Tigers. We were unsuccessful in finding a co-commentator for this fixture, so stuck with me alone. I come from a print background, so apologies. Scrum gets organised and Larissa Ward feeds it. The referee calls it back for another one. Maybe third time lucky. And it makes it out this time. Offload after offload, and it's a North Coast do get the try off the scrum out wide. pushing the scoreline out
North
to
Coast
22 points.
women that go in for another try through their number 4, Nikita Binge. That takes them to 22
the try
with their kick to come.
Lower McClay. Again, coming off that scrum. From the touchline, North Coast attempt the conversion but falls short, and the Tigers will bring it back to halfway to get play underway
the score
again.
Remains North Coast Bulldogs leading Greater Northern Tigers 22-0.
All the momentum with North Coast at the moment is with a lot of the play being played in the opposition's half. Again, can't get the play back underway with the ball falling off the tee. It's a bit breezy down there. Barraclough does get us underway again. Seven, 11 rather from the North Coast. Courtney Whitby before Carrie Williams gets us, and North Coast. Oh, it's a call back by the referee. Put the kick in. Tanika Lansborough picks it up and makes it to her 10-metre line. She hasn't had a lot of opportunity yet, but she does probably light the field up. As Lauren Clark comes out over the 20 for the Tigers. Amalia Tunamena over the 30. Lauren Clark takes another hit up into the line to the 40. Oh, but she gets it away, and it's the referee says they lost the ball in the tackle there. North Coast will get the scrum feed 40 metres out from the Greater Northern Tigers line. It's lost in the scrum. Mistake after mistake. The Tigers will get the ball back in another scrum. We've seen quite a few of them so far in this game, as well as penalties. And Jane O'Leary takes it to the halfway line for the Tigers. Sarah Byrne gets her opportunity out on the wing there. Alyssa Tunamena, her and her sister are both out on the field, the two of the three Glen Innes girls. I know there's a few in Glen Innes watching at the moment with anticipation to see how their girls go. It's over the 40 now, and Taylor Blackadder will pass it off. Amalia, speaking of Glen Innes. Goes off the feet of Sarah Byrne into Kari Williams' hands. She's tackled 25 metres out from her own line as North Coast bring it over the 30. And they lose it in the play the ball. And it'll be a scrum feed to the Tigers, who are yet to score, with the North Coast leading 22-0. Broadbent feeds the scrum, with Joan O'Leary picking it up. It's the full-time siren sounds, and it gets put over the dead ball line by North Coast.
That is full-time in the first of our women's matches.
22-0, that was the first game of the Women's Country Championships, which is brand new competition this year after League Tag dominated in recent years. And
our final game of the day, which will kick off in 9 minutes time, will be the under 23's.
Take that win.
If we could have both those teams start to make their way back to the sheds.
Ellie Johnston and Shelley Long scoring in the opening half before Tina McRae, we think. And remember who else, but North Coast got the win, 22 points to 0, one conversion from it, and a disappointing and error-riddled, penalty-riddled as well, game from the Greater Northern Tigers. The men's 23's game will be next, with North Coast again playing the Greater Northern Tigers.
Shout out please to all the old boys here tonight. Is at the ground, could they make their way up? We're having a muster on the roof. That's for the Cloudo's Old Boys game and the rest of the world. Please make your way up onto the roof. We're going to have a measure off.
So our final game of the day is the under 23's, the North Coast Bulldogs side. Number 1 is Owen Blair. Number 2 is Jake Lauder. Number 3 is Damien Carriage. Number 4 is Jaden Eshman. Number 5 is William Baker. Number 6 is Connor Taylor. Number 7 is Tristan Wright Scott. Number 9 is Mitch Wilbo. Number 10 is Kane Bunt. Number 11 is Daniel Lavender. Number 12 is Alex Bunt. Number 13 is Shannon Elm. Number 14 is Aslam. Number 15 is Jad Worcester. Number 16 is Riley Glover. Number 17 is Cody Berry. And the number 19 is James Weimer. For the Greater Northern Tigers, number 1, William Nishua. I apologise for that. Number 2, Cameron French. Number 3, Hamish Wolfgang. Number 4, Tristan Ward. Number 5, Dwayne Nichols. Number 6, James Bradley. Number 7, Mitchell Goring. Number 8, Isaac Austin. Number 9, Matthew Gillam. Number 10, James Ballinger. Number 11, Jordan Mullerin. Number 12, Brady Benedict. Number 13 is Andrew Pritchard. Number 14 is Mitchell Sheridan. Number 15 is Scott McIntyre. Number 16 is Hayden Smith. Number 17 is Lincoln Smith. That game will kick off at 2 o'clock. So it is a 5-minute warning to both teams if they can start to get ready to take the field so we can kick this game off at 2 p.m.
So we are back at Jeff King Oval in Coffs Harbour, ready for the men's under-23s game between the North Coast Bulldogs and the Greater Northern Tigers as both teams head out onto the field. The North Coast team is Owen Blair, Jake Lauder, number 3 Damien Carriage, number 4 Jaden Eshman, number 5 William Baker, number 6 Connor Taylor, number 7 Tristan Scott, 8 Mitchell Smith, 9 Mitch Wilbo, 10 Kane Bunt, 11 Daniel Lavender, 12 Alex Bunt, 13 Shannon Ellerman, he is the captain, 14 Aslamo Usumanu, 15 Jared Worcester, 16 Riley Glover, 17 Cody Berry, 19 James Weimer and 20 Michael Hart. They are coached by Dean Hurrell. And for the Tigers, we have at fullback Singleton's Will Newen-Heiss, Cameron French, number 2, and number 3 is Hamish Wolfgang, number 4 is Tristan Duncan Ward, number 5 is Juan Nichols, number 6 is James Bradley, number 7 and the captain is Manila's Mitch Doring as North Coast get us underway. Number 8 is Isaac Austin, number 9 is Matt Gillam, 10 James Ballinger, 11 Jordan Mulhern, 12 Brady Benkovic, 13 Andrew Pritchard, 14 Mitchell Sheridan, 15 Scott McIntyre, 16 Hayden Smith, 17 Lincoln Smith and 18 Harry Douglas. As Greater Northern make it over the 10 metre line, they get first use of the football, and that was James Ballinger just tackled. We just finished up the women's round 1 between North Coast and Greater Northern. North Coast getting the win 22 points to 0 over the Tigers girls. Most watched game apparently in across all the games streamed by Bar TV Sports. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I know there's lots in Glen Innes, I've been informed, as they have a former Glen Innes boy in the North Coast outfit, I believe, in Jaden Eshman, and they were well represented in the women's with 3 Glen Innes girls there. Just in case you didn't know, I'm Ellen and I'm from Armidale, so I've probably got more of an idea of what's happening in the Greater Northern side of things. I'm a journalist over there for 5 newspapers, sports journalist rather, across the Northern Tablelands, so I'm the lone commentator today as North Coast shrug off one tackler and get within a couple of metres of the Greater Northern line after a penalty. Good luck to both teams though. Bit of a dodgy looking pass there. Avoids the shepherding penalty. Flat pass and held up over. Referee's called it forward. The referee is Louis Matheson with the touch judges Anthony Pond and Bailey DeMarco. As Greater Northern get the scrum feed 10 metres out from their own line off a forward pass by the North Coast. Very warm day over here in Coffs Harbour. A lot greener looking than probably what all these Tigers players are used to.
Pies, sausage rolls, hot dogs,
this year over
steak, sausage
Greater Northern
sandwiches,
area due to the drought. As
plenty of cold drinks, plenty of ice blocks.
The Moree boy takes
We've also got the bar open at the northern end of the canteen, so plenty of cold beers and spirits out of the bar as well.
James
Hang around after this under-23s games. We've got
in the forwards for Greater Northern Tigers
a massive amount of Cops and rest of the world legends playing Cloudos and versus the rest of the world. So watch the old boys run around, and then Coffs Harbour and Wagulga playing in under-18s, ladies league tag, and also first grade. So a big afternoon of footy to come.
Takes it over halfway. come back inside. And penalty. First tackle made just a few metres out from the Greater Northern try line. North Coast lose it with the try line in sight. And scrum is called 10 metres from the Northern Tigers try line. Drawing fees of scrum, and Greater Northern on the second tackle are just 25 metres out from their own line. Isaac Austin took the next hit up for the Tigers. As Ballinger takes it over the 40. And they put the ball down, probably just trying to use it a little bit too early. Coast will get the scrum feed 45 metres out from their own line. Old Bars, Connor Taylor feeds the scrum. Oh, and comes off his feet. Over the halfway line now. Coast 35 metres out from the Greater Northern line. They send it to the right to Eshman, and that's the last tackle for North Coast. And Tristan Scott puts kick in behind the line, goes dead, and the Tigers will bring it out to the 20 for a restart. And the second tackle, they're 35 metres out from their own line. Tigers make it to the 40 now. And lose it. Again, similar to the women's fixture before, which went the way of the Bulldogs 22 points to nil. A few mistakes early in the half of this round one men's under 23 fixture. North Coast up against Greater Northern Tigers at Jeff King Oval in Coffs Harbour. And Old Bars Connor Taylor will feed the scrum for the North Coast. North Coast probably get the first try off the scrum. Bit of quick hands.
The first try goes to the North Coast under 23 boys. They lead at 4-0 with their kick to come.
Owen Blair, the try scorer. Kicked for the North Coast about 5 metres in from touch after, I believe, the number 1, Owen Blair, scored out wide off a scrum and a shift. Very lots of pace out wide there for North Coast. Conversion for North Coast is successful. They lead the Greater Northern Tigers 6-0 in the round 1 men's under 23s fixture of the current country championships.
North Coast Bulldogs lead Greater Northern 6-0.
French gets us back underway, and North Coast make it to 25 metres from their line. Oh, both boots lost by the first runner for North Coast. Bit of tape probably needed on them. As North Coast come up over the 40 towards halfway on the third tackle. Look, and he's still wearing one boot. As North Coast put the ball into the corner off the, let's come off the Tigers, and the North Coast will get a scrum feed 10 metres out from the Tigers line. Another, oh no, it's a Greater Northern feed as the captain feeds the scrum, and they come up 10 metres out from their own try line, Tigers. That is Maury Boomerang's Stuart Nichols. Offload there. Didn't go too far. The Tigers earn a penalty. Holding down in the tackle. Tristan Duncan Ward taps and takes the Tigers to 31 metres out from the North Coast line. So a little backstory to the Tigers number 4. He's looking after his teenage younger brother and moved himself and his brother into an apartment and is putting him through high school, so a lot of pressure for a young man in his early 20s, but got to give him credit from the Moray Boomerangs club, the premiership winning in reserve grade, A grade and under 18s last year, the Moray Boomerangs in Group 19. They also made the finals in the league tag, but bowed out early on as Greater Northern go over next to the posts. We'll find out who scored that try. Quite a few around tries. It was the front rower for the Tigers that scored the try. Isaac Austin.
First try to the Greater Northern Tigers goes to the number 8, Isaac Austin. Score remains at North Coast 6, Greater Northern Tigers 4 with their kick to come.
As the Tigers line up the conversion attempt just on the right-hand side of the goalposts after that first try. A bit of wind picking up at Jeff King Oval in Coffs Harbour at the moment. The moment is 6-4 in favour of North Coast with this conversion attempt to come. Conversion by the Tigers fullback Will Neuenhuis. Successful. It is 6-4 between the North Coast Bulldogs and the Greater Northern Tigers in the first half of the round 1 fixture of the country championships. We're back underway and try scorer brings the ball out from his own line. He's made it to 10 metres out and it is his front row partner James Ballinger from Inverell. Said earlier he's been a mainstay in the forward pack for the Tigers for a number of years. Ballinger, this is his final year in under 23s, I'm led to believe. One of 4 Group 19 boys in the team. The lock, Andrew Pritchard, makes to within a couple of halfway on the final tackle. Oh, penalty to the North Coast on that last tackle. Didn't play the ball with his foot. See the first interchange for North Coast. Number 15 out on the field now, Jared Wooster from Old Bar. North Coast take it to within 10 metres of the Tigers try line. Already seen them speed out wide, but strolls through an open gap there to the left of the posts. Don't know where the Tigers defenders were, but North Coast were pretty aware they weren't there.
That's another try to the North Coast Bulldogs.
10
that
points
takes them to
to
10
6.
with their kick to come.
Daniel Lavendale. Grafton's Daniel Lavendale was the try scorer there for North Coast. As they line up the conversion attempt just to the left of the goalposts. The match before was the women's country championships round 1 clash between North Coast and the Greater Northern Tigers, with the North Coast winners 22 points to 0. The inaugural country championships for women in tackle version of rugby league. Very stop-start affair it was. Lots of penalties, lots of errors. But a lot of these girls, their first hit out in the longer tackle format. Conversion attempt successful for the North Coast. They lead 12 points to 6 over the Greater Northern Tigers in the round 1 men's under 23's fixture.
Try. North Coast are leading Greater Northern 12-6.
As the breeze starts to pick up here in Coffs Harbour, it's a warm day. Already red faces out there. As we get back underway. Alex Bunt taking the first hit up for North Coast. And that is Jaden Eshman. Bit of a second dig from his former Tigers teammates. They come over halfway now, the North Coast team. They lose the ball and gift it back to the Tigers. Next week the Tigers will be at home to Northern Rivers, I believe, at the University of New England at Bellevue Oval in Armidale there. There'll be another lot of games there with the women's and the juniors playing again, as Greater Northern bring it up to nearly halfway. A little bit of a fumble, but regathered, and it's proving a bit tough to bring down the fullback for the Tigers, from Singleton. And they're about 11 metres out from the Bulldogs line. Go short side. Offload put to ground. The North Coast team will get the scrum feed 10 metres out. Have the ball about 10 metres out from their try line. North 5 metres out now. North Coast choose to kick. Send it down into corner there. 40-20. It was a 40-20 by the North Coast there, and again they're putting the pressure on the Tigers. Go within a metre of the Tigers try line. And the Tigers get a penalty. They've made the same mistake the Tigers did before the North Coast and not playing ball with the foot. Obviously still early in the year and everyone's still used to a bit of touch football.
Righto, any old boys playing in the Cloudos, Cox, Comets versus the rest of the world? There's a meeting on upstairs. Plenty of cold drinks in the canteen, plenty of food left, pie, sausage rolls, steak and sausage sandwiches. We've got some ice box. We've got the bar is opened at the other end of the canteen as well. Plenty of cold beers, plenty of spirits.
The Tigers shift it wide, make it to the 30-metre line. Is the try scorer taking that hit up when they lose the ball? North Coast will play the ball 10 metres out from their own try line. And then Eshman takes it to 20. 30 metres out now. And North Coast play it and it gets halfway. Put the kick in. And it is Juan Nichols that brings it back and he gets a penalty.
But anyone looking for something healthy to eat, we've also got some freshly made salad rolls. So if you don't want a pie or sausage roll, there's plenty of salad rolls left as well.
And the Tigers will get the tap, or one of the North Coast players is down with injury and the referee halts play for a moment. Referee Lou Matheson. All the country championships and matches are being broadcast live by TV Sports at the moment. This is the Coffs Harbour clash between North Coast Bulldogs and the Greater Northern Tigers, men's under 23s for round one of the country championships. With the North Coast leading the Greater Northern Tigers 12 points to 6, and the Tigers have just earned a penalty and will tap just short of halfway. The North Coast player is to his feet and making his way back to the line. The number 11, I believe, Daniel Lavender. As Tristan Duncan Ward finds his way over halfway. Ballinger passes it off to his front row teammate Isaac Austin, the try scorer for the Tigers earlier as they trail 12-6. Captain runs on his own, but he's caught on the collar. Ballinger just takes it up to the middle, 11 metres out, or 12 metres out from the North Coast line on the 5th tackle as Doring decides to run. Oh, they put it out over the sideline. And North Coast will play it 10 metres out from their own line. Shifted wide early in the tackle count and down their own end. It's proved pretty good for them so far, the shift out wide. They've got plenty of speed there and have cut through the Tigers a couple of times on that left-hand edge or the right-hand edge for the Tigers. As Ashman takes it to within 5 metres of halfway. Oh no, it's not him. Sorry. That's him. Ball's put to ground by the North Coast winger. No advantage, the referee has called. He's called a knock on by the North Coast, and the Tigers will be the scrum. Takes the ball, goes to Isaac Austin, who's been good for the Tigers so far. And they earn a penalty. A few offloads, but I think they take the penalty. And they will take the tap from 20 metres out from the North Coast line. From Armidale on the field. Reasonably local to me, being an Armidale resident myself. They lose the... Oh, but they earn their penalty. It's called North Coast offside. William Matheson, the referee. McIntyre takes the ball into the North Coast defence. Come out wide. Hits the deck. Juan Nichols picks it up. Tristan Duncan Ward. It's put to the ground. Again, within a metre of the line, just short. Doring puts a grubber in and Greater Northern go in out wide through their winger, Cameron French from Aberdeen, one of the large number of Group 21 who are the reigning Greater Northern champions. The Group 21 side, they scored a big win over Group 4 and a 2-pointer over Group 19 and to win the championships, and were rewarded
That's the
with
second side of the Greater Northern Tigers to the number 2,
good number
Cameron
of
French.
players in the team.
That takes them 10 to with their kick to come.
The score is 12 points to 10 in favour of the North Coast with the kick from the sideline. Conversion is missed there. North Coast still hold the lead. 12
Conversion was
points
unsuccessful. North Coast
to
lead
10
Greater Northern
over the
Tigers
Greater
12-10.
Northern men's team. There's only a few minutes left in the first half. It's been a fast game. Bit of ball movement early. A few errors, a few penalties. Seems to be flowing pretty well. Neither side really having a lot of momentum so far. It's shifting, which makes it good viewing, as Dewan Nichols fields the ball to Scott McIntyre, who takes it about 12 metres out from his own try line and held down in the tackle, and the Tigers get a penalty. Try to field it.
Righto, make sure you hang
North
around
Coast
for the
team,
game. The games after these representative games.
And the Tigers
Cloudo's
gain a little
Comets
bit more
Old Boys
ground.
versus the rest of the world will definitely be worth hanging around for.
And we'll feed the
Then
scrum
we have
from 40 metres out from the North Coast.
Ladies
line.
League Tag under 18s in first grade.
Story feeds it and battered down by North Coast. Back to a restart as James Bradley cuts it up to over the 20-metre line.
Make sure you hang around for the Old Boys game. If not only to see Matty Bye in a pair of white boots taking on Chandler Changa Langlands in his last game. So hang around for the Old Boys Day, it'll be a real treat.
And Lincoln Smith from Gunnedah takes it to within 10 of the North Coast line. And the Tigers, it's a bit of a flat ball. And they're calling for it to the right, but Tigers dummy half opts to take it himself, and he goes over. Good option in the end. The Tigers' right edge was calling for it, but
And that's another try to the Greater Northern Tigers. That now takes them to the lead at 14-12 with their kick to come.
Paid dividends just out from the half-time break. Put the Tigers in front for the first time in this match, 14 points to 12. conversion attempt coming from just left of the goalposts. That try, the Tigers scoring back-to-back tries now with penalty first tackle on the restart and taking them to the 40 metres before they eventually went over. Conversion attempt successful, and that puts the Tigers out to 16 points to 12
Conversion
in
was
front
successful.
of
Greater
the
Northern
North Coast
Tigers are now
team.
leading North Coast Bulldogs 16-12.
Just minutes out from half time. Within a minute. About 30 seconds to go now in the first half of the men's under-23s game between the Tigers as Scott McIntyre grabs that from the right on the dead ball line and takes it to 15 metres out from his own try line. Good work from the Armidale Rams front rower, who also has been a fixture in the forwards for a number of years in this Greater Northern Tigers team. And there goes the halftime siren, and Blue Matheson halts the play there, and it is the Tigers.
And that is half-time and now under-23s match. North
16
Coast and
points
Greater
to
Northern
12
Tigers. The Greater Northern
over
Tigers are
North
leading
Coast.
16-12.
We're back.
Righto, any old boys that haven't been upstairs to register with Dion, go and see him. The old boys game kicks off after this second half. Plenty of food left in the canteen, pie, sausage rolls, hot dogs, steak and sausage sandwiches, plenty of cold drinks, and the bar's fully operational up the end as well, plenty of cold beers up there.
North Coast make their way back out onto the field for the second half of the men's under-23s fixture, round one of the country championships. At the moment, it is the Tigers leading 16 points to 12, courtesy of a couple of late tries there. Pretty good game so far, pretty tight, good viewing, and both teams have sort of shown that they're not afraid to throw the football around, and referee Louis Matheson has let it flow a fair bit, so it is a pretty good game of rugby league to watch. And Greater Northern will get things underway. Kicking to the North Coast team, the host team. A bit of a breeze here in Coffs Harbour at Jeff King Motors Oval, even. Underway off the boot of Cameron French. North Coast bring it out from their try line, 25 metres out now. make it over halfway now, the North Coast team, to within 45 metres of the Greater Northern try line. Last tackle now. Bit of a chip over the top. Pulled up. Getting in the way of a player there. And the Tigers will get the scrum feed 20 metres out from their own line. Oh, well, they'll get the penalty tap there, sorry. And they will tap it from just shy of halfway. Number 3, Hamish Wolfgang taking the first hitter, and number 2, kicker. Lincoln Smith played it. Brady Benkovic hits the deck. James Bradley darts up. And it's the last tackle now. Mitch Doring opts to run, and he's thrown it out the back, and North Coast have picked it up, and now 15 metres out from their try line. They get a penalty. Didn't quite make it into touch, and the Tigers have come up with it. 38 metres out from their own line. It's Lincoln Smith and Gunnedah passing it off to Mitch Sheridan. As Lincoln Smith is actually tackled that time now, Scott McIntyre carts it into North Coast's defence about 21 metres out from the try line. The toss back inside, and North Coast have come up with the ball 8 metres out from their try line and just made it over 10 now. Quick to play the ball and straight out of dummy half into the 40. Gone high, sitting around, but he's been good so far, the fullback. Apologies, he's got a very long last name, Will Newen Heights from Singleton. Very consistent, popping up throughout the game. Tristan Duncan Ward, the Moree boy, he shrugs off a couple, runs, is lanky, normally a back rower playing in the centres for the Tigers. Or he can play on the wing too. I think he's pretty versatile. As the Tigers make it to within 30 metres of the North Coast try line. Wolfgang takes it to 10, and they've got the last tackle has been called. Oh, it's been put down, a bit of rush disorganisation there from the Tigers. North Coast will play the ball. Was the last tackle, so it's just a changeover. North Coast come over the 20. And they're out 40 metres out now. Tigers put a bit of effort in there and makes no mistake again, the fullback. Gets put down by the Tigers on the second tackle. North Coast will get the feed 25 metres out from the Tigers' try line. And it's the first round of the men's under-23's country championships. At the moment, the visitors have a narrow lead, 16 points to 12, but the hosts have the football within striking distance, I suppose, of the try line. See what they can come up with here. Referee's giving some instructions in the scrum here. Go for third time lucky. Shifted to the left. It worked a fair bit in the first half for the North Coast. They have a fair bit of speed out on that edge and aren't afraid to push it out there. Tigers get the penalty. Again, not playing the football with their foot. That's a third one in this match. Pretty simple error. As Mitch Doring kicks for a bit of territory, and the Tigers will tap it from the 40-metre line. We're over halfway now. McIntyre wrestles with three of the North Coast players. Lincoln Smith. Same result. Zero tackle. The referee said North Coast have got a hand to that as it's come off the foot of a Tigers player as well. This time they tried to shift it left. And they're up to within 10 metres of the North Coast try line. Again, it's been a pretty seesawing sort of match. There hasn't really been any team that's grabbed it and taken the momentum as is reflected in the 16-12 scoreline. As McIntyre attempts to muscle over, but and gets the offload away. Oh, lots of offloading. And Dewar Nichols finds himself on the try scorers list. Two more Boomerangs players in this Greater Northern outfit.
That's another try to the Greater Northern Tigers by their number 5, Dwayne Nichols. That takes them to 20 with their kick to come.
lots of momentum shifts, as I said earlier in this game. It's been a pretty good game of rugby league to watch as the Tigers take their lead out to 22 points to 12. On the scoreboard, the scorer is having a little bit of trouble, a few height issues, changing the numbers around. Tigers attempt this conversion from about 5 metres from the touchline. Again, my apologies to anyone from the North Coast. I'm based in the Greater Northern Region. Newspapers, Armidale Express, Vulcan News, Glenelg Examiner, Gyra Argus, Tenterfield Star. I'm a print journalist, Ellen Dunger, from that region, based in Armidale, as Greater Northern missed that conversion kick. So yeah, my knowledge more lies with the Greater Northern team, with 4 Group 19, or Group 19 being the group that I am
Conversion was
based
unsuccessful.
around.
Greater Northern Tigers are leading North Coast Bulldogs 20-12.
Well, only one of those teams is represented in this Greater Northern Tigers outfit in Scott McIntyre from the Armidale Rams, but it's pretty easy to follow all of the Group 19 players when they all play against each other. So as Greater Northern take it up to their 30-metre line. Off the restart. There he is, the Armidale, the one of my 7 clubs that I have in Group 19 to cover. Northern lose the ball on the halfway line. North Coast will be pretty happy and will want to get on the scoreboard. They currently trail 20 points to 12. It's been a pretty good game. A few errors, as you'd expect in the first hit out for a lot of these boys this year. To Tiger territory at the moment, their North Coast team, and they go up short side. Had about 3 different co-commentary options fall through, so you're stuck with me for the rest of this game. As the referee calls time off, bit of an injury again. He spent a bit of time on the ground earlier, the number 11 for the North Coast, Daniel Lavender is. He's hurt himself again in this second half. Group 19 make a couple, Group 19, Greater Northern rather, make a couple of changes there with number 16 Hayden Smith from Gunnedah, Group 4's Gunnedah Club, coming on the field, and James Ballinger, one of those Group 19, 4 Group 19 boys. And Lincoln Smith and Mitch Sheridan come off the field. Time's back on, playing again. Tackle, and the North Coast are about 5 metres out from the Greater Northern try line. Go for that shift again to the edge. Ooh. Anyone's ball, it just sat up perfectly. And North Coast have gone in out wide off a kick. Just waiting on the try scorer's name. just bounced for a few of the later runners to come through and touch it.
That's a try for the number 2 for North Coast Bulldogs, Jake Lauder. That takes them to
Number
16.
2, Old Bars, Jake Lauder.
Greater Northern Tigers are still leading 20 to 16.
The North Coast will attempt the conversion basically from the sideline. Conversion attempt unsuccessful for the North Coast, and the Tigers still hold a bit of a lead there. 20
unsuccessful. The score
points
remains Greater Northern Tigers 20, leading North Coast 16.
Wind has started to pick up again as we move into the later stages of this round 1 fixture of the men's under-23's country championships between North Coast and Greater Northern Tigers. Play restarts. North Coast earned a penalty for a bit of a second dig there by one of the Tigers defenders. Their tap and are up 35 metres out from their try line. There's been plenty of ball movement in this match so far. They've been, particularly North Coast, have been really using their edges, and that's where they've had a fair bit of success. So I dare say as things start to get tight towards the end of this match, we might see a little bit more throwing of the ball around and a bit of speed out wide. Everyone using what they can to try and give themselves an advantage. Again, the ball is fielded by the Tigers fullback. Tristan Duncan Ward takes another hit up. Replacement forwards for Greater Northern, Hayden Smith takes that, and as the Tigers put a kick in. North Coast get a penalty to come up out of their own half. It is the Tigers leading 20 points to 16 in this round one fixture between the North Coast and the Greater Northern teams. Just had a bit of a word from the Greater Northern women's coach Mick Schmiedel with his side going down 22-0. Disappointed in the errors and the high tackles and the penalties from his team. They'll play in Armidale, a home game for them next week at the University of New England. Bit of a shepherd called there. As the 14 for the North Coast comes back onto the field, replacing their number 17. Tigers come out of their own territory to the 30 after that penalty, going against the attacking team. And it's again the Moree Boomerangs player, premiership winning, reigning premiers, I suppose, for Group 19, and it's another Group 19 forward in James Ballinger from Inverell. As I said before, I'm pretty familiar with the Group 19 competition, being my local one, an Armidale-based multi-paper journalist myself. Background is print. Apologies for my errors in commentary. Had a little bit more time to check over all my facts before I publish in my normal day-to-day job, and the Tigers get a penalty, holding down in the tackle. As I said before, I get to cover 7 of the 15 Group 19 teams throughout the season, so good fun across 2 divisions. There is the Inverell front rower, James Ballinger, up about 15 metres away from the North Coast try line. They're about 2 metres out now, the Tigers. And the number 6 goes over. James Bradley, he looked to shift wide, but then he spotted the defence starting to move around him, found the hole, and right next to the post as the Tigers extend their lead. 24 points to 16, the second half of the
Greater Northern have gone in front of the try through the number
23
6,
fixture.
James Bradley. They now lead at 24 points to 16 with their kick to come.
I was encouraged to spruce my local rugby league and local media that I cover during the year, so quite happily doing that. They pulled time off as a North Coast player is injured after that try. Bit of a breather now, is a bit of injury time. The scorers, boys doing the scoreboard, obviously think this kick is going to go over because they've already put it up as if it has. Stranger things have happened. But it does go over and anticipation pays off.
Conversion was successful. Greater Northern now leading in North Coast Bulldogs, 26 points to 16. There is 17 minutes left in the second half.
Here we go, 17 minutes left in this match. It'll be the last one of the day. Oh, it's North Coast attempt to regather their kick restart, but put the ball to ground. And Northern Tigers will get the scrum feed just over the 20 metres, about 22 metres out from their own try line. Spread the ball a little bit. They're throwing it around, as we said might happen, but didn't pay off this time as North Coast regathered the ball up and find themselves just short of the halfway line. They go the short side. Over 40-metre line now. Punch it back through the middle, the North Coast team, to within 20 metres of the Greater Northern Tigers try line. Go again, the short side, but ball goes forward as ruled by referee Louis Matheson. Next week, the North Coast will be travelling away to Maitland to take on the Newcastle and Hunter team in the women's and the 23's, and the Newcastle Knights in the 16's
make sure you
and
hang around for the
18's.
old boys' day. The Cloudos
Greater Northern Tigers will be at
taking on the rest of the world.
Excellent Bellevue Oval at the University
The great
of New England
entertaining
in
game of
Armidale.
footy. And then we have the Comets Ladies League tag, and we also then have Comets and Woolgoolga 18s, and then Comets Woolgoolga first grade. So a big afternoon of football to come at Jeff King Motors Oval. Plenty of food in the canteen, pie, sausage rolls, hot dogs, steak and sausage sandwiches, plenty of cold drinks, and the bar's open to go and see Maxie McGill up at the bar.
Grades, the Andrew Johns Cup, the Laurie Daly Cup, the women's and the under 23s starting at 10 a.m. with the 16s, as that team, the Tigers, make their way towards the halfway line with probably about 15 minutes to go in this round one fixture. They lead 26 points to 16 over the host North Coast side, and they go down short side but couldn't quite get through. Kick goes up. Batted back by North Coast. He throws it out the back. Bit of hot potato going on there, and it's been ruled as the Tigers have knocked it on. It would be North Coast play the ball 10 metres out from their own try line. Broadcasting all of the games in the country championships. We're at Coffs Harbour at the moment. I believe pretty good viewership as well. The women's game between North Coast and the Greater Northern Tigers, the most out of all of, recording the most viewers out of all of the live stream games in the country championships. last tackle for the North Coast Bulldogs on the 40-metre line. The Tigers' 40-metre line, that was. Oh, they knocked it on, the Tigers. But referees called a penalty offside. Has been a good game so far. Momentum not really favouring either side throughout the game. Pretty speedy. Within 5 metres of the halfway line, coming out of their own end. And the Tigers and the North Coast are both looking to use their interchange very shortly. Players lined up on the side of the field there. So we get back underway after the penalty. Over halfway now. Isaac Austin, the opening Tigers try scorer, has put to ground. The Peter Stevens coached Tigers are thrown straight to a North Coast player. Turn around and have to defend. And a penalty up. Bit of pushing, shoving. Argy-bargy. Penalty did go to the North Coast. I would think. Coast quick to touch and get hands back underway up. Interval by the referee, having a chat to both teams, a little bit of argy-bargy going on. They find themselves halfway on that first tackle. Chip and chase the Tigers now. It's 6 again to the North Coast. It's pulled up. A few offloads and things like that going on, but North Coast get the penalty right in front of the Tigers try line. shift to the left side, which has paid off a few times for them. They like throwing it about. Back one way to the other. Up for another chip, but a bit of a rush play there probably, but Tigers have come up with it and bring it out of their own end. Fifth and last for the Tigers now as they just reached their 40. And a knock-on disorganisation there between who was going to take that kick, the last tackle. Getting pretty tired now, bit of fatigue as the North Coast team prepare to play the ball inside the Tigers' hub. Put it down 18 metres out. Bit of an escape there for the Tigers. They look a little bit tired. There's a few hands on hips going on. No one's particularly enthusiastic about getting into the scrum at the moment. Tigers have appealed for a strip, but the referee hasn't seen it that way as North Coast come up with the ball. Possession changing pretty quickly at the moment. See what North Coast can do. Only about a metre out from the try line now. They've got left set pretty deep. Oh, and they put it down. Comes number 3, picks it up for the Tigers. Again, I reiterate, possession is changing pretty rapidly at the moment. Ballinger keeps things pretty simple with just a hit up over the halfway line. Isaac Austin. Pretty slow to get up there. Pretty hard, which Sheridan was. North Coast, the Tigers not doing a lot at the moment. Playing pretty simple. Sure, they've got their coach Peter Stevens on edge at the moment, and as it's called forward. A few players hunched over, feeling probably a lot of the early matches of the season, probably first or second match of the season for a lot of these boys. North Coast come up out of the scrum, and again the possession is going to change. been ruled play on off a foot. North Coast are up over halfway now. And get a penalty. North Coast within 20 metres of the Greater Northern try line at the moment after that penalty. And they put the ball down. About 7 minutes to go in this fixture as Greater Northern feed the scrum. Dewan Nichols, he hands the ball over to North Coast. Again, possession keeps changing pretty rapidly here as we get into the final stages of the game.
Alright, make sure you hang around for the Cops Comets.
There.
Cloudo's Cops Comets Old Boys versus the rest of the world. Kicks off straight after this game. And then we have Cops Ladies League tag.
From North Coast there.
And then Cops 18 versus Woolgoolga. And Cops 8 first grade versus Woolgoolga. So plenty of footy left at Jeff King this afternoon. Plenty of food in the canteen. Plenty of cold beer in the bar.
And earn another penalty off it. Of the Greater Northern try line at the moment. Shift back to the right, like spreading the ball a bit, and North Coast go over in the corner. North Coast attempt the kick from 5 metres in from the touchline. A few errors with the clock, I believe, hasn't updated.
There was another try to the North Coast Bulldogs. That takes them to 20 with their kick converted. Greater Northern Tigers still leading 26 points to 20.
So the Tigers are a converted try in front. North Coast have made a break off the kickoff. They might level things up shortly. And that's full time. full-time siren has sounded. North Coast still got the ball. They're a converted try away from levelling things up with the Tigers. Playing hot potato now, kicking. Probably not the best option, but and they get a penalty. Pretty interesting finish to the match between the North Coast and the Greater Northern Tigers, round 1 of the men's under-23s country championships. And North Coast will get the penalty with the full-time siren has sounded. They will be going for the try. They are only one converted try behind the Tigers at the moment. Been a very good game of rugby league. Momentum shifted several times. The Bulldogs did open the scoring early on, and they shift to the left and make the tackle, and that will be the final tackle of the game. The Greater Northern Tigers have taken the win in this round 1 game at 26 points to
the North
20.
Coast Bulldogs 26 points to 20. That concludes our representative matches for the day.
The last game.
We'd like to thank everyone for travelling.
The Coffs Harbour fixtures
and
next
safe
week.
travels back, and we'll see you next week.
Coast teams will travel down to Maitland with the 16s and 18s teams playing the Newcastle Knights, and the 23s and women's playing the Newcastle and Hunter teams, and the Greater Northern Tigers will host Northern Rivers at University of New England Bellevue Oval there, and that starts at 10 a.m. next week. Thanks for watching.